For as long as we have known, humans have looked to the ocean as a vital source of nourishment. Yet most of us never think about the journey our seafood takes, from the ocean to our dinner table. Take a rare glimpse into the lives of Florida's commercial fishermen. They are mothers and fathers. They are sons and daughters. But it's their deep respect for the ocean and their rebellious and independent spirit that make them saltwater cowboys. Surrounded by water, Florida has more coastline than any other state in the continental U.S. The oceans that surround her shore sustain a large commercial fishing industry. It's a vital part of Florida's economy and the United States seafood supply. I'm Chad Crawford, and I've ventured across the state to find out what it takes to bring seafood from the depths of the ocean to the plates on our table.
This is what we're out here for right here.
And to get to know the men and women who travel across the horizon, reach their hands into the ocean, and pull nourishment out of the deep.
My family has fished king mackerel my entire life.
Now, this is a very physical fishery, but you come out here and you do this for 17 or 18 hours. It feels like somebody's taken a 2x4 and beaten you with it.
Captain Mason Bowen and his father Charlie have been catching king mackerel their entire lives.
When I was just a kid, they asked me, what do you want to do? I said, well, I want to be like my dad. I want to be a fisherman.
I just love the ocean. I just love the water. Some people love to do other things, and that's what I love to do, and I did it all my life.
Since I've been 5 years old, people would ask me what I was going to be when I grew up, and I told them I was going to be a fisherman.
Captain Carl Lassard and his crew catch Mother Nature's delicacy of the sea, the Florida spiny lobster.
I like to use my imagination and write, which is someday maybe my next career.
In the east to sunrise, in the west to sea.
Do you need to be a gambler to be a commercial fisherman?
I think it helps because there's a real volatility in the fact that we never know exactly what our lobster price is going to be. Someday you eat the bear, and some days the bear eats you. You know?
I have loved fishing my whole life. Whether it was fishing in a creek for minnows or catching red snappers in the Gulf.
Captain Kerry Hurst and his crew traveled deep into the Gulf of Mexico in search of the Gulf red snapper.
It's important that we maintain quality and keep them looking just like this when we take them off the boat. It's in my blood. It's the only job I've ever had is fishing. I'm responsible for every person on here for their safety. And then comes the fishing.
I love doing what I do. It's more than a job. It's a way of life.
Meet this husband and wife team who trawl for some of the sweetest shrimp you'll ever taste.
My name's Michael Adams. I'm a commercial shrimper in Northeast Florida. I've been doing it for 42 years.
I'm Barbara Lee Ann Adams, and I'm a full-time commercial fisherman, and I love it.
I learned how to shrimp from my father and passed it down. I'm a second-generation shrimper, and my son, he'll be a third-generation shrimper in the state of Florida.
So this is your office?
This is my office. I'm the CEO of the company. Some office. I get to see the sun come up and the sun go down and everything in between.
My journey begins aboard the Alleluia, a commercial red snapper fishing boat heading deep into the Gulf of Mexico.
So we've just started on our journey, and these guys are prepping the rigs and the gear behind me.
Everything we do is handmade. You figure 3 guys with 30 hooks, that's 90 hooks at once.
As you can see, they have them all strung up here, prepping them, getting them ready for tomorrow.
We'll prep this bait so tomorrow when we start fishing, you don't have to stop and do all this work. It saves a lot of time. We'll try to cut up enough baits for the whole day to try to catch 3,000 or 4,000 pounds in one day. You know, you gotta have a plenty of it?
This is a critical part of tomorrow's success. So when we hit the grounds tomorrow morning, these guys are ready to drop bait.
Captain Kerry Hurst is taking us 80 miles into the Gulf of Mexico to catch Gulf red snapper. This fish is in high demand by consumers and restaurants for its look and spectacular flavor.
The more you travel, the more you look, the more you learn. So the more secrets you have. This book is a log of all the reefs that we fish. This is my playbook. The logs of when I fish an area, where I can come back to that area and try to be a good steward of the fisheries and make sure that I'm keeping the fish coming over the rail. It's going to be about a 10-hour boat ride from the time we left, and we're going to be about 80 miles from Destin once we get started. And if the fishing's good, we'll stay in that area. If not, we'll move on to another area and see what we can get going.
As the sun went down, the crew was still working.
On a commercial fishing boat, sleep is a luxury. And being the captain of a boat, one of the hardest things for me personally is to sleep when the boat's moving.
As we headed deep into the Gulf, it was an eerie feeling, knowing that after a 10-hour drive, we would be 80 miles from the nearest civilization. This is one crazy commute to work. Coming up, Captain Kerry finds something on the bottom.
I gotta get this place. I gotta get that place.
Oh boy, here they go. This is a hot spot.
And we drag nets for the world-famous white shrimp.
This is a North Florida white shrimp monster.
"80 miles into the Gulf of Mexico, the crew and I greet the dawn.
We drove all night. We've woken to an absolutely gorgeous sunrise here on the Gulf. The payoff are views like this. The morning definitely belongs to the fishermen.
Coffee. It's pretty up for it. It's good. Wake you up.
But the captain is worried about finding enough fish to make this trip profitable.
The cold water is a factor in how well the fish bite. You know, we had the coldest winter that we've had in many years, and the water temperature is down around 62 degrees. And last year about this time it was 10 degrees warmer than it is now. So hopefully we can do okay down through here where we're going, but we may have to go further offshore. Chad, come here for a minute. Let me show you something. This is my sonar right here.
Oh
see
my
the,
goodness.
See the big show of fish?
Those are fish.
That's all fish right there.
What's the plan now?
I got the crew. They got their gear baited up, ready to go, and get right over the top of the fish. And I sit there while the crew puts their gear down on the bottom.
So the goal is to hold your crew over these fish.
Correct.
And they drop those baits right down in there.
Straight down on top of them. Okay, guys, you ready to fish? Get them, boys.
Yeah, there's fish jumping on right now.
Oh boy, here they go. This is a hot spot. You put us on, Captain?
The fish are jumping on right now. You gotta just make sure they don't swim up with it. You get them bigger fish and they'll swim up and tangle your rig up.
They're done. Yeah.
No matter how many fish I find, if I don't have a crew that can get them over the rail, it wouldn't matter if I found 1,000,000 pounds.
What we've done is started up on a slow crawl, the hydraulics. If you wind it up too quick, you'll bust the leaders.
So you depend on them to make wise choices in the fishing that they do.
These look like some pretty big fish right here. You hear the line popping?
This is fishing like nothing you've ever seen. I mean, they drop this bait in 30 hook straight down into the fish, and look what comes up. I mean, just a stringer, a dream stringer of Gulf red snapper. It's quite the spectacle.
To get a better idea of how this fishing method works, we attached a small camera to the bottom of the rig.
One of the main reasons we use so many hooks is that we can get them on here quickly and get them in the fish box to maintain that quality that we want.
So it's about speed, getting them from the ocean into the boat on ice.
As quickly as possible.
Wow.
As you can see, when the first fish bites, its struggle gives the illusion of a feeding frenzy, convincing the other fish to take the bait. And within minutes, the rig is ready to be pulled up.
Now, do the fish bite every time?
No, it's in the end, it's up to the fish. You know, no matter how many fish I get on and all this technology that we have, sometimes they just don't bite.
This is what we're here for, guys. Gulf red snapper.
So all this technology can't persuade them to bite. It's still
fishing. That's why I call it fishing and not catching. I have loved fishing my whole life. It's the only job I've ever had is fishing. Never had any other job. I feel like this is what the good Lord created me to do. And I knew that from the time I was a young man. It's the hunt. We practice catching a few fish off one reef and then we move on to the next. We don't sit in one place very long at all.
After fishing all day, the captain was searching to make one more drop.
I gotta get this place. I gotta get that place. What just happened here is you see the show of fish right here. This is a new place that I just ran over.
Okay guys, we're gonna fish one more place.
The federal government issues a amount of fish that we're allowed to catch each year. And as a good steward, I try to stretch those fish out throughout the year so I don't have to have any discards or anything like that. We want to maintain a good management plan so we don't overfish at all. I can catch a lot of fish today, but I need to catch fish today, tomorrow, next day, and there on out, many years to come.
A little bit hazy this morning still. And I don't think it's going to get much better today. The way the weatherman talks, it's supposed to get a lot worse.
Well, at least it isn't storming.
Yeah,
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet. I think we've got the whole area to ourselves. Usually there's about 4 to 5 of us out here shrimping. It's running probably around 50 degrees. We got 25 gusting to 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Supposed to get a little more blustery this afternoon. Supposed to get some rain along with it, so that's going to make a good mix.
Yeah.
10 miles south of the state line, Captain Mike Adams lets out his nets for the first drag of the day.
I've got a double rig. It's called a stern rig. It's set up with a set of doors and a sled. I got 2 nets. We usually drag anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on the area we're dragging at, and hopefully that we'll have a catch.
He's pulling those nets at a blazing 2 miles per hour.
We're in the shrimp.
Are we?
Birds. See the birds? They're watching. They can see what we can't see. Usually when we have the birds following, we're catching a few shrimp. We see a lot of the pelicans and seagulls out there, and they sit on my boat periodically, and I think they're cute. They're kind of like a mascot.
Above the surface, pelicans and seagulls are drawn to the nets being dragged on the ocean's floor. They know what's coming. But below the surface, the dolphins have gotten a head start.
Time to see what we've got, if we got anything, and then we'll know where to go from there. All right, Barb, you run the boat, and I'll bring the nets up.
This is my 3rd season. I started working on the shrimp boat and enjoyed it, enjoyed being with him, and we've since gotten married, and it's the most fun thing I've ever done in my life.
We've been dragging for about an hour now, and Captain's about to pull the net up for the first time this morning.
This is what pulls in the tail side. We don't pull the whole net in.
So our first haul, a lot of really nice shrimp in here.
For Captain Adams, bycatch is anything caught in his nets that are not shrimp.
I'm a shrimper. I'm shrimping for shrimp. That's all I'm out to catch. And we've got things to get rid of fish. We've got the turtle excluder device to get rid of turtles, so we don't want that. And if we do catch them, we try to get out of the way and stay out of the way of them, because usually when you're starting to catch bycatch or incidental catch, you're not catching shrimp. Every now and then we'll get a whiting or something like that.
You ever catch a redfish or anything like that?
I caught one redfish my entire life, and I believe the only reason I caught it, he was blind. He couldn't see where he was going, but they're too fast to get in the net. I don't drag but about 2 miles an hour.
Our second drag was not as successful. The captain decided to move downriver.
So we've made 2 pulls. We've got our third one dragging right now, and it is getting nastier and nastier out here.
Watch out, that wind's gonna blow you to the left, so you're gonna have to kind of get to the right.
According to Captain Mike, this is good shrimping weather.
All right, Barbara, we're gonna get the nets in, and this wind's kicking up pretty good.
I wasn't seeing any signs of Captain Adams wanting to stop. Next, our shrimping trip gets hit by a fast-moving cold front.
Most people think I'm crazy probably coming out here in nasty weather like this.
Yeah, I do.
And we learn a trade secret for catching lobster.
It's more effective than any type of bait you can put into the trap.
And later, we'll show you one of the most extreme jobs on the high seas.
I've been knocked out, knocked overboard, and hooked in various parts of my body.
So this will be our third pull. We've done 2 already. He wants to do 4 total for the day. He's trying to get to 200 pounds of shrimp.
Well, I don't believe the rain's gonna let up today. I believe we're gonna be in it the rest of the day. We had a front come through. The rise and fall of the barometer does have an effect on the shrimp, whether they bury up or they move or situations like that. But yes, it does have a lot of effect on the shrimp.
Shrimp good for you, Captain?
Yes, shrimp very good for you. They're high in protein.
Well, let me tell you something. It is cold out here. It is wet. I am soaking wet. I know Captain's wet. He's not complaining, but I'll complain for him. It's cold out here. Some of the best in the world right there, fresh from Florida. White shrimp, good eating, right?
Right.
Wild.
Sweet, wild, fresh shrimp.
The good stuff.
The good stuff.
When I brought up the subject of farm or pond-raised shrimp, he was all too eager to give me his opinions.
If people saw and knew how pond-raised shrimp is raised and cultured, they would never put another one in their mouths. The bacteria content in them is unreal. The easiest way to tell the difference between a wild-caught shrimp and a pond-raised shrimp, if you're going to buy them at the supermarket, is look at their tails. If their tails are real fanned out and they're pretty and they're rounded, it's a wild-caught shrimp. If they're chopped off square, it's a pond-raised shrimp, because there's so many in the pond that they go to eating themselves, eating their tails. Wild-caught shrimp have a sweet taste to it and everything, but pond-raised shrimp have a bland taste. If you don't put something on like cocktail sauce, you get no flavor out of a pond-raised shrimp at all.
So even in a restaurant, when you get some shrimp served to you, you can still look at the tail, right?
Look at the tail and see if it's a rounded fan tail or if it's been chopped off.
You got some real commercial fisherman hands there, Captain, you know?
Yeah, I keep them in the water. I got dishpan hands. I love doing what I do. We come and go when we want to. If we want to take a day off, we take a day off.
In my wildest dreams, I never thought that this is where I would have been at this stage of my life. I come out here in the morning, I can commune with nature, I look at the sunrise, I look at the sunsets. This is something that is, to me, very, very spiritual experience.
Captain Mason Bowen and his father, Charlie, are heading 20 miles out into the Atlantic Ocean to fish for the king mackerel.
Captain, we're about to start fishing here. What's this going to look like?
Well, you're going to see several boats looking for schools of fish, and we're going to be doing the same thing. I have my machines back here. I have a fish finder, a fathometer. I mark those fish on that screen, but if that school of fish or that knot is moving, you have to, as a fisherman, figure out which direction they're moving.
Yeah.
So the goal is to get on them, catch them as fast as we can, and leave. This is jerk bug fishing. And once you learn how to do it, it's very addicting. It's his fault. He taught me how to do this. There's nothing like jerking that line and having one grab it. I had one. Right now they're screwing around with me.
Still to come, we hunt for Spanish gold.
People just go crazy over catching these.
Oh, they taste so good.
Hey, he's coming up, watch him.
But next, we're catching king mackerel the old-fashioned way.
Man, that one kicked my butt.
All day long, they pull on the 200 yards of monofilament line. It's the signature rhythm of the king mackerel commercial fisherman.
I hurt my right bicep jerking on this line. You start getting old, you start feeling things. My family has fished king mackerel my entire life. My father moved to Florida in the early 60s and started king mackerel fishing.
When the wind's in the west, the fish fight the best. Yeah, I'm 85 years old. I've been fishing all my life since I was probably 12 years old, and I just love the ocean. I just love that water. Some people love to do other things, and that's what I love to do, and I did it all my life.
Right now, trying to just get dialed into I'm marking fish right now. I should be getting a bite. So I'm gonna have to walk back up there in just a second and slow the boat down. You do what the fish want. It's not what you want. Get a bite?
I did.
Watch your head.
Captain Bowen and his father Charlie use a technique called hand line. They catch each fish one at a time. It's a method that most people don't associate with commercial fishing.
Okay, you're around me, Dad. Be careful, careful, careful. Fishing and being on the water has been in my family for generations, even back in the Northeast where my father comes from. So, this is something that's been a part of my family, and my oldest son is a fisherman as well, so it continues on. When I was a young boy, that's what I wanted. I wanted to be like my father before anything else, He taught me, how to catch these fish. He taught me, where to go.
So I've been doing this for 15 minutes, and my arm's getting tired.
Sometimes when I was in bed, I'd wake up at night, my arms going like this. I'd be hitting my wife. She'd say, "What are you doing?"
And just like that,
You got one on, Mace?
Yeah, I got one on.
the fish start biting.
Hey, he's coming up, watch him.
King mackerel is a migratory species. They move up and down the coast with the water temperature. In order to chase the king mackerel up and down Florida's east coast, Captain Bowen lives on his boat.
Basically with us, if the fish are north or south, or even at times I've had to go to the panhandle and catch fish. Right now, there's a good amount of fish here in Daytona, and I think that probably for the next 4 to 6 weeks, these fish will be here. After that, they may be further north than this. Bait bite. Let Chad take it, Dad. Chad, grab that fish and pull it in.
There we go, he's coming up. Don't want to pull him right into the box here, right, Cap?
Yes, sir. Keep him going. You got my line, but just pull the whole thing in there, Chad. Keep his head away from you. Don't let them teeth get you. When you have two guys on the boat, it takes a lot of teamwork.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you end up with a big mess.
Don't get tangled up in my line.
Let me see him, Dad. I got him.
You can get a sense of the confusion out here because there's fish guts everywhere, there's lines everywhere, and these guys really have to work in unison to prevent a mess.
It's orchestrated chaos.
This type of fishing is usually done alone. Today, the camaraderie is a welcome distraction.
There you go, Chad. You got one on. Come on, Chad.
Come on, get that fish in.
Come on.
This is not a drill. Get that line.
This one?
Yeah, Chad, that's one. Don't you know your left from your right?
Gonna come up. Oh, the bonita. Oh no, it's the king. Woohoo!
That's a funny looking bonita.
Hey, you question my fish identity skills?
I would say that he was a little skinny. What are you trying to do, strangle him?
Man, that one kicked my butt.
It was wonderful today to see Chad being critiqued by my father. I can tell you growing up, there wasn't a lot of sympathy. You did what you had to do, or you got a pretty good tongue lashing out of it. There's nothing easy about the life of a commercial fisherman. Hours, physical work.
People's been doing it since the world began, and I've always loved it. That's what I wanted to do. And I could make a living at it, so that's what I did.
I am my own captain. I live my life and do what I feel my good Lord wants me to do, and being a fisherman is one of those things.
With the catch limit met, Captain heads for shore.
I think that I was blessed with a father. He was a good role model. He's a man of his word. He taught me a good work ethic. He's given all that to me, and so, I appreciate that very much.
Next, we're catching lobster in paradise.
There's a fatty right there, boy. There's a monster in here. Look at that sucker, man.
It was early morning when I greeted the captain on the dock.
Good morning, Captain.
Good morning, Chad. You ready to go lobster?
I'm ready.
His crew was eager to get underway.
My first line is usually between 15 to 18 miles away from the dock. Each line is usually 50 traps. I pull a total of 500 traps. We're usually back to dock about 3:30. Weather permitting. This is a 43-foot Torres. It's built in Key West. It's powered by a 1,000 horsepower Caterpillar diesel. This is my favorite boat.
As we raced to catch the horizon, the Mystic One leaned into the tide. The sea no match for her diesel engine. Captain Lassar will be heading 18 miles west into the Florida Bay.
Okay, we're coming up onto our first trap. Let me get the hydraulics on, pressure cleaner.
His target species, the spiny lobster.
Let's pull some traps.
Each trap is pulled in one at a time. The lobsters are pulled out, sorted by size. The trap is then pressure cleaned, baited, and put back in the water. What Captain Lassard uses for bait may surprise you. It did me.
They bait these with live lobster. The idea is that this guy will talk down there and bring his friends. See if it works. So you use other live lobster to attract lobster in the trap.
Yes. It's more effective than any type of cowhide or fish heads or any type of bait you can put into the trap. They're a very social creature.
So they're looking for
companionship.
Companionship and structure.
Yes.
A lobster trap is really not a trap, it's a home. The lobster enters through a large door and is free to leave at any time. After the last trap is dropped back into the ocean, the captain heads to the next line.
Guys are lucky you got a nice day. As a fisherman, you're never going to get rich. You'll make a nice living. In fact, one of the jokes is if you ever want to make a small portion of the fishing business, start off with a large one. This is a female. On her hind leg, she has a little spur right here for oxygenating the eggs. Lobster eggs are the larvae, once they hatch, free float for 7 to 9 months. And they get caught in the different currents in the Caribbean, and they travel through the Gulf of Mexico, the loop current. They come down here, and we have a red algae called Laurencia. That larva gets a little genetic clue from that Laurencia, metamorphoses and starts off as a lobster this big. It has a white stripe down the middle of it. The first guy that must have eaten these was one brave son of a gun.
I think you're right. But as ugly as it is, people just go crazy over catching these, right?
Oh, and they taste so good.
This is what sustains your family. This is your livelihood.
Yes, it is. Been my livelihood for the last 44 years. And my father fished them.
Wow.
My uncles, members of my family fished them for a long time. My family's been fishing since the 1830s. Before that, they were in the oil business, whale oil, because they were whalers. And I'm a 5th generation Floridian. I've taken over part of my father's and uncle's business, and my grandson wants to take over my business when I retire. It's true, there is no greater honor for a fisherman than to keep the fishing business in the family.
Next to the helm, the captain keeps a logbook. In it is a 20-year record of trap placements. He consults his log to decide where the next line of traps will be.
Let's make some money.
Watching the guys pull traps all day, I was eager to get back there and give it a try.
So, Captain, I really kind of want to get back there with the guys and work some of the traps. Is that okay?
Did somebody offer to give you some slickers?
We're all taken care of, so. One good one down here. Keep him back in there. Too small. There's a fatty right there, boy. Woo! Cap!
Life is good.
It was exciting pulling in the traps. The promise of a nice catch kept me motivated to keep pulling in traps. But it wasn't long before the weight of the traps caught up to me. The trap gets its weight from being lined with solid concrete. This keeps the trap on the bottom where the lobster are.
How much do these traps weigh?
They weigh 100 pounds apiece. And when we're taking them out or bringing them in, we stack them 5 high. So they're having to throw them up over their head.
Wow.
And it's a bit of a workout. I did it until I was 55, and then at 55 I said, I don't think I'm gonna do this anymore.
Right.
And it's been wonderful.
Sitting next to me was a man who has lived his life on the sea. He's a man just as in tune with the environment around him as he is with his own soul.
I like to use my imagination and write. I think it's important that we all use our minds as we continue through life to keep my soul free. So while I'm sitting here behind the steering wheel with the autopilot steering the boat, I'm allowed to let my mind create stories and things like that. It's very satisfying to be able to write a poem that your children think are great. I think the independent spirit is why people fish. It's a hard way to make a living. You've got to believe that something's always going to be coming your way. And to know that it's coming is something to look forward to and to keep you going. Once I sailed the furthest sea and fathomed the deepest stream, and a ship I conned in the gale and breeze and christened Ship of Dreams. My ship of dreams was a sturdy ship when it first ventured out to sea, with dreams enough to last a voyage to the port of eternity.
Still to come, my chance to taste some of the freshest seafood in the world.
Oh my goodness.
30 minutes ago, that was swimming in the Gulf.
And we're exploring the occupational hazard of commercial fishing.
Generally, we fish by ourselves, and you go overboard, nobody knows.
Statistically, commercial fishing is one of the most dangerous occupations. Every fisherman knows that each trip they make has an element of risk that's unavoidable.
As you're walking through here, you really have to be careful because these hallways are just littered with hooks.
Well, there's a lot that can go wrong. You could lose an engine. You could get struck by lightning.
Here's my chin. Here's my fingers. Yeah. Yeah. They call me the doctor now. Run it through.
I have seen people flip boats, turn them over.
I've been knocked out, knocked overboard, fish bit.
I have seen individuals that take a trap in the face.
And hooked in various parts of my body.
I broke hooks off. That was through my tendons and on top of my vein. I had to let the captain do surgery on me out here.
Last year, the Coast Guard had to come out to one of the boats and take one of the men in because he ended up with a large number of stitches in his forehead.
The most dangerous thing is generally we fish by ourselves and you go overboard, nobody knows, and you're praying to God.
But with great risk comes great reward. Ask any chef and they'll tell you the fresher the seafood, the better the taste.
It's one thing to be able to catch and produce fish, and it's another thing to have that standard and that quality to the consumer that you get from American commercial fishermen.
We're food producers, you know. We feed other people, just like a farmer or anybody that produces food to eat.
You know, when you get import fish, you don't know how long it's been on the boat, and then they got to go through the FDA and everything before they even hit the grocery stores.
My uncle taught me a saying. He said, the quality product creates its own demand.
My father raised me to take pride in what I put on that market to sell.
Ice is the key to keeping seafood fresh, a practice all commercial fishermen employ.
Ice is a critical factor when you're out here. Without ice, you can't fish. It maintains the quality of your product.
That's the trick to these things, keep them fresh. We want to ice them as soon as we can, keep them chilled. Okay. That way when they get to customer, they're a good product.
If you hit the dock and you've under-iced your fish, no one's going to want to eat or buy those fish from you.
You've seen us chill those fish. We didn't have to do that.
When you run out of ice, it's time to go home.
You can pretty much cook a king mackerel any way that you would choose. Fried, grilled, I like it with a little Alfredo sauce and some noodles.
The best part of my adventure was getting to taste some of the freshest seafood I have ever had.
Oh man, my guys make the best ceviche in the world.
Gosh, that is good. Oh my goodness.
30 minutes ago, that was swimming in the Gulf.
2 hours ago, these lobsters were still flipping.
This is just one of the perks of doing what you do. I mean, does it get any fresher, any better than this?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, that smells so good.
You don't get them much fresher than this.
That flavor, that texture, this is what drives the demand for this fish, how this fish tastes, right?
It is. It is. Maintaining that quality. We try so hard to maintain the same quality as you're tasting right now as a consumer is going to get too. We want that same experience you're having to be for them also.
Still to come.
I want my family to be fishing for generations to come.
I think the future of shrimp is terrific.
The key word in all of this is sustainability.
Our oceans are fragile in some ways and extremely durable in others. And the resources produced just off Florida's coast have been harvested by fishermen for generations. And as their knowledge and experience has been passed down from one kin to the next, the concept of conservation has come to the forefront of our commercial industry.
The conservation end of this has worked, and you do see healthy stocks of fish throughout Florida, no matter what the species that we're talking about.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that just believe that we're out here doing whatever we want, but we aren't. We have regulations on when we can fish. We have size limits.
The key word in all of this is sustainability.
We want to maintain a good management plan so we don't overfish at all.
There's a check and balance in all of this. There's actual science and data that is put together to find out just how healthy these stocks of fish are.
Are there more fish today than there were 10 years ago?
I think yes, there's no doubt. I mean, I can tell you that probably from the early 70s to the early 80s, fish were caught in numbers that hurt that biomass of fish. But as that was stopped and as the years have gone by, you've seen these stocks of fish come back and increase.
The time I spent with these ranchers at the sea has forever changed my perspective on how seafood is harvested. By the end of my journey, I realized that with careful attention by the fishermen and conservationists, our world can continue to rely on our oceans to provide nourishment in all shapes and sizes, just as she has done since the beginning of mankind.
I want my family to be fishing for generations to come. The conservationists want to make sure the resource is there. And if we work hand in hand, we can guarantee that there's a resource that'll be here for future generations.
It's important we are conservationists because if I'm not, what kind of future do I have?
Yeah, right there. Oh, yeah, perfect. Yes.